guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. Yes, Money Making Mitch is doing a second video on a Saturday, as tired as I am. But with the news that came out, I had no choice. King William Lee has forced my hand. Let's start off with this. I want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Ciaran Canning. But before I do that, I forgot to say Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of my subscribers here in America, in Ireland, in certain parts of England, and a few other countries. They celebrate this, the great patron saint. In America, they celebrate it by drinking the liqueur, if you know what I mean. But I will not be celebrating it in that way. Perhaps I'll say a prayer thanking God for sending great men like that. Now, to give a shout out, and this is very befitting, the shout out is to one of my subscribers from Ireland, Ciaran Canning. Ciara Canning said, Tesla, and I'm going to break it down. Tesla, 96 billion in revenue. NIO, 55 billion. Market cap, Tesla 540 billion, NIO only 12 billion. In summary, Tesla's revenue is 1.75 times more than NIO, yet its market cap is 45 times more than NIO. Does this seem fair for NIO's current stock price? Don't worry, I'll save you the time. Absolutely not! That's what Ciara Canning said, and I agree. Does this seem fair? Absolutely not. I cannot wait for the clowns to wake up and understand with NIO's implementing its ecosystem, research and development, new brands, and overall sales with profit margins. There is no stopping NIO, 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 NIO. So, Ciara Canning went on to say these figures are from balance statement for 2023 from the source trading212.com, in case some people wanted to start debunking it and say, oh, well, where did you get this from? Now, I want to show a little clip that you will find very interesting. King William Lee says, basically, what I got from this clip is there will be no need for insurance, car insurance in the future. Take a look at this clip, guys.
Here, I want to discuss a question with you. What is the difference between cars 20 years later and now? My answer can be summarized as 0, 0, 100. The first 0 refers to zero traffic accidents. Smart electric cars 20 years later. Autonomous driving technology will be very mature. It can prevent risks and avoid risks. Traffic accidents will become history. The second 0 refers to zero emissions. Cars 20 years later will not only achieve zero emissions in driving, but also in production, sales, and recycling. Zero emissions will be achieved throughout life. Smart electric cars 20 years later will become the most environmentally friendly vehicle. 100 refers to 100% zero emissions. Smart electric cars 20 years later will use the most advanced AI technology to understand users. 100% and become the most beneficial partner and assistant in user life.
Welcome back, guys. Now, I'm going to show you another little clip, and it's a clip that I showed before, but it's only part of the clip because even I missed it. And I looked over it again where Ganesh Iyer was talking about, he went to a convention and he was talking about different things in terms of the technology coming out, etc., etc. And in the end of the clip, I said, oh my God, take a look at it, guys, and then we'll talk about it.
You know, then the panel topic was about recycling of the battery, right? That is an area that is, in my humble opinion, still premature. I think it needs to be developed, and there's a lot more innovation. It's like solving one problem creates the other, right? There are some companies who are begin to understand what it takes to efficiently disassemble a battery pack, and then automate the process end to end. So it does take a little bit of time. Even within NIO, we are working with some partners in our factory facility to begin battery recycling process. So that's an area of innovation that is not infancy stage to me, and it is over time it's going to get matured as well. So.
All right, guys, welcome back. Now, what I believe is happening behind the scenes is NIO is already investing into companies that do recycling. Remember, we spoke about NIO is investing in not just the company itself, but into companies that complement the EV industry, and some of it is through NIO Capital. So I would not be surprised in the future as the partnerships turn into mergers, we will be the one. Also, let me talk about this. NIO launches new 75 kilowatt hour battery pack using only LFP cells, expected to further reduce costs. And I believe with all of the things that King William Lee has been putting in place, and now with this, the in-house chip, the in-house motor for the sub-brand, the phones we're making ourselves, etc., etc., I believe if we don't break even by the end of this year, we will be profitable because of all the things that we are doing to cut costs. So the new 75 kilowatt battery pack will not use LFP cells and ternary cells like its predecessor, and will begin delivery soon with the 2024 models. That is incredible. That is why I'm wearing the green cap as well, not only because it's St. Paddy's Day. In September 2021, NIO launched its 75 kilowatt hour hybrid battery pack, introducing lower cost lithium iron phosphate cells to its batteries for the first time. Although the standard range pack still uses a small number of NCM nickel, cobalt, and manganese ternary cells. Now the company has announced that its 75 kilowatt standard range battery pack will use LFP cells going forward, rather than hybrid cells as previously seemingly aimed at further reducing costs. Deliveries of the technology upgraded 75 kilowatt hour standard range battery pack, which has been further optimized in terms of algorithms, materials, and performance. Listen up, guys. Will begin soon, NIO said in a statement posted on its mobile app today. Now you want to know why I'm wearing the cap? The 75 kilowatt hour standard range battery pack now utilizes LFP cells manufactured by CATL. Yes, the same CATL that we are doing business with, that we're doing partnerships with. And its state of charge estimation accuracy is consistent with hybrid packs that use Li-ion ternary battery cells and LFP cells, NIO said. The upgraded pack leads the industry in LFP cell estimation accuracy, especially in low temperature environments, the company said. Now, why is that so important? Remember in one of my last videos, I spoke about how BYD and I showed it, where a lot of Chinese auto companies, EV companies are flooding into Russia because Russia is now the fourth largest economy over there in Europe and in the world. The Russian economy has skyrocketed and will continue to do so as the BRICS nations start trading with each other, etc., etc. Some parts of Russia is very cold. So this is where we come in. By optimizing the cell's internal current conductors and increasing the overcurrent area, the 75 kilowatt hour standard range pack maximum charging power has been increased from 140 kilowatt to 170 kilowatt, and the 10 to 80% charging time has been shortened from 30 minutes to 27 minutes, NIO said, to enhance acceleration, performance, and low temperatures. The pack's internal resistance has been optimized for more direct feedback during overtaking, according to the statement. Additionally, through design improvements to the heating film and battery pack closure, insulation performance has been optimized for more efficient thermal management, NIO said. So it's a safer battery yet again. Deliveries of the upgraded 75 kilowatt hour standard range battery pack will begin shortly with the 2024 models, NIO said. And let me also say this, I'm going to show a clip that some of you guys were talking about on CNN, where they interviewed King William Lee. And one of the things I think he forgot to mention about in that interview with CNN is when they asked about why should people use battery swapping when charging is getting, the charging stations is getting faster and faster. I think he should have mentioned with battery as a service, when we swap the battery, it's one of the most efficient and the only way to check the health of the battery. Maybe he said it and they cut that out, I don't know. But anyway, notably, NIO had already filed for the use of LFP battery packs for its models last year, setting the stage for the latest move. A December 8 regulatory filing showed that 14 NIO models, including 8 on sale and 6 that has previously been sold, saw changes to vehicle specifications. All of those models added the LFP battery option with CATL as the supplier of both battery cells and assemblies. NIO announced the launch of the 75 kilowatt-hour hybrid battery pack on September 23, 2021, with deliveries of the models equipped with a pack beginning 2 months later. So, I'm not going to read the whole article, guys. Some of it is just fun. And it goes, so let me see if I can skip through some of this. So, also, I want to show you guys this little clip for some of you who haven't seen it. It was an interview by the king himself, William Li. You're going to see how happy and privileged the CNN reporter was in being allowed into the factory, which is like a palace compared to the White House here in America, the NIO factory, and how happy he was and felt privileged to be inside of it. The way he talked about the cars were floating like magic carpets. Take a look at the clip, guys, and then we'll talk about it.
This is the factory of the future. Synchronized robots, car frames gliding like ghosts, on track to compete in the global EV race.
This is rare access. We are the first American television crew allowed inside.
This state-of-the-art smart factory is home of electric vehicle giant NIO, the likes of which are helping China earn the title as global EV leader. It's a far cry from 1913, when Henry Ford's assembly line transformed car making in Detroit. Now, more than 100 years later and across the Pacific,
The phone is the key, yeah.
CEOs like William Li are part of another seismic shift.
You know?
Oh, so this is autonomous driving?
Yeah.
Okay, so the car is in control.
They can control.
Li came from rural beginnings, growing up on a farm in China.
So you were a teenager when your family first had electricity.
Yeah.
And now you are running an electric vehicle company.
Yeah, that's interesting, yeah.
China's EV market is the most competitive in the world, but it's seriously crowded. In China alone, there are 278 companies making new energy vehicles. Add to that a weakened economy, and competition is fierce. NIO is one of China's top 10 new energy vehicle makers, but only with just over 2.1% of market share compared to leader BYD's 35%. To stand out, NIO is looking beyond the steering wheel.
I recently spoke with the CEO of Mitsubishi, the CEO of Mazda.
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to figure out the EV market. I'm wondering, what can you offer as a car company that these established brands in Asia cannot?
当然车的话呢，肯定还是车，但是如果
Today's car should have a new name called Smart EV. It's not just a vehicle. Just like if we talk about phones today, it's evolved from mobile phones to smartphones.
This isn't just about cars. NIO is building a lifestyle brand. Owners can come here to a NIO house, have a cup of coffee, meet with friends. They can also check out NIO branded merchandise, like this phone.
I'm off to find out what smart looks like in the world of NIO. The company is making a big bet not on battery charging stations, but battery swapping.
The battery is low, so we have two options here. We can either go to a traditional plug-in or we can go do a battery swap, and the whole process is automated. All I have to do is just drive into this box, put the vehicle in park, and now I'm being told to push a button that says Start Power Swap.
NIO already has 2,300 swapping stations across China and 30 in Europe, and has partnered with Geely and Chang'an two of China's largest EV brands to build more.
Battery swapping requires money, it requires infrastructure. Yet these plug-in chargers, I think we will agree, are only going to get faster and faster.
Yeah.
Why invest in battery swapping when you have a proven outlet?
因为它是合理的。
Because it's realistic. More than 95% of residents in Chinese cities live in apartments just like New York. If you live in an apartment, it's often difficult to install charging piles and people may not have a designated parking space.
NIO is mapping out the road ahead. China surpassed Japan as the world's largest auto exporter in 2023. But the flood of cheaper Chinese vehicles has triggered trade tensions with some countries.
Obviously, there is politics between the United States, China, and the rest of the world. Do you think your product is good enough to rise above any kind of negative perception?
还是最重要的。如果我们去想一想，
If we think about the story of Japanese cars in the United States in the 1980s, they also overcame many challenges. In the end, if a company wants to succeed, it must return to its foundation: product, service, and quality. Being timeless is important.